Pittsburgh plus 128. So, as you said, the Lions are in the Super Bowl. I don't know if people realize that they're already on the program and stuff because they finished the year so strong last year. Such a strong ending to the year, right? Oh, of course it's going to carry over. Pittsburgh was 7-2 in their last 9 and almost beat Baltimore. And Pickett, I thought, was legitimately solid. And now it looks like he's even taken a step up. They had a good draft. They had Watt missing for 3 months last year. Warren might be better than Najee Harris. I guess we're going to find out. They got Pickens in year 2. And I'm just looking at them going, I think that team can win the division.
Yeah, and they had a great offseason. I mean, Patrick
and
Peterson played well for Minnesota. Tomlin's a great coach. Look, that's the biggest, when you get that media train behind it, like Detroit, so they both play. This is what I keep telling people. They both play Carolina in consecutive weeks. Pittsburgh goes into Carolina and kicks the living shit out of Carolina. I mean, Carolina can't do anything against them. They win. The score, I think they won by 2 touchdowns or 8 points, but the game was never that close. They kicked Carolina's ass. The next week, Detroit goes down there, and Carolina kicks Detroit's ass. The Pittsburgh's a really good team. If they would be in the NFC North, they would be the favorite to win the North without a question of a doubt. I mean, they're really well coached. The quarterback didn't make mistakes the second half of the season. Remember that Baltimore game that they turned the ball over 3 times. My man MVP Mitch came off the bench in a relief and threw 2 red zone interceptions. He couldn't wait to have that happen. So that killed them there. I think they only turned the ball over 5 times in that 9 game stretch, and 3 of them came in that game. So I'm with you on Pittsburgh. I really am. I think Pittsburgh.
They might have a chance to have a top 5 defense, right? Or top 7. They'll be somewhere if everyone's healthy. I think it'll be in the top.
When I was in Cleveland, Kevin, we played in 1989. We played in the Astrodome, and we were either going to be the number 2 seed in the AFC or we were not going to make the playoffs if we beat the Oilers. And they were great. They had Warren Moon. They had this great team. I wrote about them in the book. It was incredible. Kevin Mack scores with 47 seconds left to go in the game, and we win the game. We get the number 2 seed. That's the last time, 1989, that's the last time the Browns finished ahead of the Steelers in the North Central, whatever you want to call it. Think about that. That's the last time it happened. It's the last time. And so, they're just physically, mentally tougher than a lot of these teams.
Well, you must have loved the Tomlin quote this week.
Oh, yeah. That was Parcells' quote. He just put it around in a different sentence.
So for the people listening, what was it? You know the quote. What is it exactly?
Said, I've never known a boxer that can win a fight if he don't spar.
That was his theory on preseason. Yeah, I'm going to play my guys some of the preseason games. We got to put some sparring in. All right, the kind of can't believe it teams. Green Bay plus 138. And I feel like I'm taking crazy pills with them. I think they're going to be good. I'm kind of in on the Packers, and especially in that division. And if you just give me the Lions over here and the Packers over here, and you're saying with the Packers, well, they don't have Aaron Rodgers anymore. Okay, well, he didn't play well last year. Yeah, they didn't really have Aaron Rodgers last year because he wasn't good. Love's been waiting for this for a couple of years. They have a lot of assets on both sides of the ball. It's a team that succeeded, had been in playoff games. They have a lot of first-round picks. I don't know. I could see them going 10-7. The plus 138, 9-8 might make the playoffs in the NFC. That seems logical.
I'm with you. They gave up 34 points to Detroit in 2 games last year. And if Rodgers would have played half decent in either game, because they turned the ball over in the red zone, right? And that killed them. I mean, their defense the last half of the season, I think, gave up an average of 17 points a game. They were really good at the end of the year. They were playing good defense. They were healthy on defense. The front seven's really good. They can rush the passer. I mean, they're good, and they're young. I mean, other than Preston Smith and Devontae Campbell, they're a young defense. They can run around. Alexander can cover anybody in the league. Their offensive line, if Bakari's back, he's good at left tackle. Right. I mean, and they got 2 young tight ends. Now but these young receivers, Dobbs and Watson, are really good. I'm with you. All Love has to be is good. It's funny. Packer fans.
He's like Pickett. Just be like a B-, and we're good.
Just be a decent point guard. That's all. Be Speedy Claxton at point guard. That's all you got to do. Just be a decent point guard, right? Of course, we drafted him in the first round. Anyway, we'll go.
No, be Gabe Vincent. Just be Gabe Vincent. Bring the ball up, hit some threes.
Exactly. So think about this, Bill. It's been since Don Majkowski took a snap and they went from Majkowski to Favre, they've had like 11,000 days of having Favre and Rodgers, and they've only won 2 Super Bowls. This Packer fan base has been spoiled. Like, you don't need to always have the best quarterback in the league. Like, they have had that, right? And they're just going to have to find a way to win. Now, the problem is, I worry about LaFleur. Is he going to do something that I don't like? And that's what I worry about. But to me, watching him this summer, I think he's running the offense that best suits Love.
Their schedule, they play the AFC West, so that gives them Vegas and Denver. And then NFC South, which potentially could be favored in every game. Hard games for them this year: at Atlanta, at Denver, at Pittsburgh, at Detroit, home Kansas City, at the Giants, at Minnesota. That's really it. So it's sitting there for them. And if they hit their draft, which is always the hardest thing to figure out with this stuff, but people seem to like their draft. I'm with you. I really liked Watson.